Hello everyone, this is Daryl20, and welcome to episode 21 of Daryl20's Let's Play of ATM10 to the Skies. Last episode, I got string. Well, sort of. I got this stuff. Today, we're going to do a nifty little build, I think. We're going to see how it plays out. I'm curious to see what happens. Basically, a little curious to see how this works. Because I have to do some complex stuff, I ain't gonna lie. It's gonna be a little complex. It's gonna be a little tricky. But I have an idea. So let's do this. Let me do, right in the center here, I'm gonna clear out a 5x5 area. And I may or may not need to use either laser IO or ender IO for this, but we're going to figure it out. So what I want to do is have more atomic reconstructors. Realistically, I want 25 of those bad boys. And I would also like some more lens of the miner. 24 more of those. Boy, do I hope they stack. Yay, they do. Thank you. Because here's what I'm thinking. I want to have like a big area within which we're converting ores. Okay? And that's the basic plan, right? Real simple. Now, I really do want to do the redstone control bit of this, but that's going to be tricky because I have to both power and redstone control. Although, nuts to having to worry about power, because I've got this doohickey. I always forget about him. I made this because I wanted wireless power, and I always forget that I made this, and then, like, you know, I sometimes forget. So we should be able to handle this just nicely. Right? So what we should be able to do, I want this to be like way up there. Like not way, but way. Okay. And then you can that. And then you should start going. That's fun. Alright, now everybody stop. Deactivation mode, please. Well, pulse mode, I guess. Do I want pulse mode or do I want deactivation mode? I might want deactivation mode. Yeah, pulse mode always gets wonky. So what we're going to want then is redstone. What do we got for redstone? So we have that, like, redstone quill dude. Where's that redstone mod? The redstone pen? I liked that mod. What do we got by way of redstone wiring that we can do? Alright, let me get away from all that loud noise while I figure out how to redstone this. Because I probably should have planned that in advance, but I didn't. But I'd love to have some kind of like redstone-y wire hookup dude. You know what would be fun? Redstone wire coil from Immersive. How hard would it be to get some aluminum wire real quick? I could do that, right? Aluminum dudes. I don't have any aluminum ingots. Real? Oh, in my inventory I don't. I could probably make this happen, right? Let's do this real quick because I feel like that would be fun. Like the immersive redstone wire coils, I like those. Those are neat, right? So we should be able to do this, and we should be able to do this, and then we need more patterns. And then, where were we? This, which we kind of already have a thing for that for, so that's cool. So can I make like 100 of those? Yes, and you're only going to use one engineer's wire cutter, correct. Good, 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 good. And then what are those redstone wire connectors from Immersive? That needs electrum nuggets. that what we need for that? That's what I want, right? The redstone wire connector. Think so? Think so. We're also probably going to want like one of those anchors for things. What are they called? Been a while since I played with immersive, but it sounds like a fun time. I just feel like that would be cool. Like a cool way to do this, right? Like run a bunch of that wiring under there. I feel like that would be awesome. Because I have a cool idea on how this is going to work, and I really think you guys will like it. Structural cable connector? That sounds like a thing that I probably want, right? Yeah. I'm guessing that's what I want. I'm not actually 100% sure. But we'll get a few of those. Redstone from immersive. So I'm guessing you, right? So what you need to do then is this. You need to learn how to make that. I'm guessing you could just be smelted electrum dust. And you could be made from that. You just need to learn how to make silver dust, which we can make in our crusher. Cool. So crushing factory goes here. Netherite furnace goes there. And we'll call that a day. Is that cool? Hey. Did I do an electrum nugget? Am I crazy? Did I forget to do that? Missing silver ingots? Do we not have silver being processed yet? We may not. But I'm sure I have some somewhere. Is this silver? No, that's tin. Is this silver? No, that's osmium. Is this silver? No, that's zinc. Silver ore, finally! Found some. I'm just gonna smelt it up straight up. It's all good. Cool. So then what I'm gonna want is you and you, and hopefully I'm right about this. But we basically right? And then for now, I'm gonna have like a lever doing this. Because I could laser IO this, but like I'm trying to do less laser IO this series, right? So if I do this like that, are you gonna... Am I not understanding how this redstone wire connector works correctly? This is what I want, basically, right? What do I hope this is right? I need to get you to recognize that I'm giving you a redstone signal. Turn on! That might not be the right thing. Immersive book. Where's the immersive book? Gotta go find it. Let me go read this real quick and figure out what I'm doing wrong. Because I thought that's what that would be, but like I'm doing something wrong. All right, good news. It's working. It just didn't look like it was working. I assumed these little red dudes would like light up or something. But like the wires don't change and the nodes don't change when stuff happens. Now that said, I'm not liking that everything's running inconsistently. So what I think I'm gonna do is actually put it on pulse mode across the board. Because what I'd love to see is every laser fire at once. Wouldn't that be way cooler looking? Like, in my mind, yes. And if that means the redstone gets a little trickier, so be it. That's what I want. That right there is what I want. Okay? Cool. All right, so now I want my breaker. I want my placer. Didn't I make a block placer, or am I out of my mind? Oh, right. I couldn't because of string. Now I can. Dyer remembers what he's doing sometimes. Right? So you're the breaker. You're the placer. We're going to want a Celestigem pickaxe. And we're going to want a drops teleporter. And I want to make sure everything that you drop goes into a drawer. So in order to do that, all I need to do is bind you to the drawer. Okay? So now anything that you choose to break will go. Now I want to deny list stone so that you're not allowed to break stone blocks. Okay? And you can just place. And you're going to go this way. This way? Nope. This way. And then that way. Okay. And do I have a Just Dire Things copy paste doohickey yet? It might be in here if I do. No. Oh, that's right. It needs the thing I don't have yet. That's fine. Can I make one real quick? I think I could. Cool. And then you can be used to make that dude, and that's cool. Okay. So then you're set up correctly. I just need to shift you because of reasons. Cool. All right. So you're right, and that overwrote the blacklist because that was part of the copy and paste. So remember, you can shift click this to toggle which things get copied or not. So so now stone is not going to be broken. Boop. And boop. So if I give you stone, okay, and I think I want you to be like super fast, and I want you to be super fast too, okay, and then you should now be getting power, okay, and then oh, I love it. Now we can absolutely make this faster. Okay. Now here's the list of things that did not make its way into the functional storage drawer system, which kind of makes sense because we don't have things for this, right? For this stuff, right? Everything else did, right? Okay. But at some point, somewhere along the way, we should be cool and getting stuffs, right? Specifically the antimony. There it is. Hey, look, antimony. Nice. Okay. Right? So, like, initially, what we've got here, and how are you guys doing, by the way? Are you, like, cooking or what? I'm guessing you're still cooking. Cooking. Processing all kinds of ores and stuffs. All right, keep on cooking. Clear out my backlog of stuff, would you? Because I got more junk coming in. Functional storage time. And I'm going to do these drawers with some decent upgrades, but also void upgrades. Thinking I need more speed upgrades in my crafters and whatnot, but, you know, things we'll get to when we get to. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. So now that's all linked. And then we can throw a couple gold upgrades just to make sure that we store lots of these. I try so hard not to let that happen. And then I fail. Okay, so then you guys go up here, right? And I'll just start adding these like so. And you'll be able to store 131,000 of these. So I feel like that's enough buffer, right? I didn't mean to do that. Raw. Yeah, that was supposed to not be open when I did that. Those guys probably, right? So can I do this? Yes. And then I can do this, right? And that should be cool. Awesome. Okay. So now all I really need to do is export bus stone in here and then set up to detect when it's time to fire my lasers. And guess what I'm going to use for that? Sensors. The simple sensor from Just Dire Things and the advanced sensor. So let me go craft those and we'll be right back. All right, so I'm ready. What I made here is an advanced sensor, and I'm gonna pop this dude there. And the gist is, in fact, I'm gonna move you one. Well, I have to move that. I guess I can manage. Okay, so let's break that. And then I can show you guys how to configure the input output. Not that I need to configure the input output for this, but you can. You need the screwdriver from Immersive Engineering, and you right click it, and then you can toggle the I/O. I'm guessing there might be a way to do that without opening a UI, but I couldn't find it. So that's how you do that. So you should have power now. So what I want to do is target blocks in an allow list, but I want to say equal to 25 stone. Okay, so you ready for this? This should be cool. Okay, if we place 16 stone, nothing happens. Oh, and I want a strong signal, by the way. If we place 24 stone, nothing happens. As soon as we place that last stone, in theory, something should happen. It might be that this needs to come up one and like connect directly to the dude, but we'll see. In theory, you should be emitting a redstone signal right now. Let me make sure that you are before I go troubleshooting. Oh, you're not. Okay, cool. Targeted blocks allow list equals 25. Oh, right, and I have to set the area. let's do that, and then you're gonna be like that. Cool. So then, as soon as I place the last stone, how cool is that? Right? So as soon as it hits 25, so it's looking for exactly 25 stone in the area of effect. Cool. Come on, that's pretty neat. That is pretty neat. Things we can do to improve this, by the way. Once I get access to the Eclipse tier of Just Dire Things, and make this thing like Eclipse Alloy, we could throw Instant Break on there, and with Instant Break, it would break these in one tick. So it would literally be like, and like just as quickly as this thing places, it would break. And that would be like stupidly fast. Right? How cool is that? Now, is there anything we've gotten here? Monazite dust. So yeah, there's another dust we're gonna have to deal with. Okay. Anything else that we've gotten so far? Not yet. But let's fully automate this now with an export bus, right? So ME export bus, and we want a crafting card. And we just need to run our cables. So now, like, this really is not the right way to do this. Like, I should really be doing this in a better kind of way. But let's just be lazy because it's the Dire way. Well, I think I'm gonna. this. And then you're going to have to, like, loop underneath, right? If I was a smarter person, I would have placed these on that side of the thing, but whatever. Just a few extra cables. Okay, and then you can be configured with your crafting card for stone, and I also want some acceleration cards in there, because we're going to want to, like, really keep in stock stone. Okay, so this should be pretty cool. Right? And then all I got to do is chill here for a minute and see if any other types of ores show up. Because if it doesn't fit in the drawer, it'll land in the world, and then I'll be able to magnet it up and deal with it that way. Is that cool? I don't know, you guys tell me what you think, but I'm feeling like that's pretty cool. How cool is that? And way faster when we get to the Eclipse alloy tier. Liking it so far. You can go in here with the wrench. You're going to be among my many tools. Sweet. And you can go in here too, copy and paste gadget. I'm feeling really good. And the key here being that antimony is happening. Cool. And the only other thing I might do is make you acquire a redstone signal. So now I can toggle this on and off with a lever. Oh, we got one. Uranite. Uranite was on the list of things that I didn't have yet. We've got uranite. So I'm gonna, like I said, let this run for a few. You know what's cool is it drops experience. So if we got like an XP obelisk from just dire things, I need to teach you how to make books, don't I? I should be able to copy, paste, and do that. And then to collect experience. Right? So then when I'm not here, it'll magnet that up. Is that cool? And you're not really needed no mores. Alright, so gonna let this run. Back in a minute, we'll see if there's any other drops that are happening that don't need to happen, like, that I'm not getting in my drawers. Once I'm sure that that's the case, then we can, you know, process our antimony. I really like this setup because I got to show the power of the sensor. That's what I'm all about. I'm very pleased with how this turned out. Pretty cool. All right, so I don't think we have any more drops happening, so that's kind of good news, right? Everything else we do already have in the drawers, like Psychorium gems and whatnot. So I'm on board. So now, next thing I want to do is kind of check in on how you guys, like, are we at all, like, even close to keeping up with what we're, oh, wait, goodness, we are. That is cool beans. That is super cool beans, actually. That means that we're, like, cool here, right? Like, there's a bunch of things we haven't processed, but we cleared through the backlog of copper, iron, gold, and osmium, which is awesome. So now let's do an export bus. With acceleration cards. And I'm going to side config you such that the right can also be an input. Okay. And if we look at raw, we should see, you know, a few things that we could be processing, right? Now there's backlog stuff from before when I was doing this the not great way, but like we'll deal with that in a minute. But if we do that, you should start doing that. Cool. And that'll clear out all my... So that's the stuff coming from like what I've got going on over there. Is that cool? And I'm assuming the antimony was in that list. And I'm assuming antimony can be processed this way. I actually probably should have checked that. Apparently it can't be. So maybe antimony doesn't go in that list. Cool. What else raw do we have in here besides antimony? Aluminum, maybe? Platinum from Oratech. Does that get processed this way? It can, actually. Uraninite, can this be processed this way? No. Okay. So let's remove antimony. Let's put these guys in here. Let's see if they behave. I didn't check if aluminum gets processed this way. It does. See, platinum and osmium and aluminum, and hopefully everybody's happy. Cool. So the only thing we aren't handling now is antimony. Cool. I don't know why raw ferrocore is chilling here, but please get processed. Thank you. Oh, I get your craftable. Good. I think good. Oh, good. We have some extra raw beef. I don't know where that came from, but I'm going to take it. So now I have food again. I don't have to worry about food for a little bit longer. All right, so how should I process my antimony? Strictly smelting it is cool. Is there any processing that we can do with it? Realistically, not super much unless I want to macerate it with industrial, which I don't think we're worth, or Crusher Spirit could handle it too. So maybe what I'll do is I'm going to set up a input on the top here, and we'll do an export bus for this dude. For anything that can't be processed properly and just needs to be directly smelted, like the raw antimony, we do this. Okay. And then bada bing, bada boom, we're cool. We just might want to speed that up a little bit. Cool. So that's awesome. Let's pick an ingot over here, or a thing that could probably be, processed better. Tin? Does tin sound cool? Yeah, I think so. Tin ore. We need to start processing tin ore. Start doing thing. Cool. So now that'll start, clearing out our backlog of tin ore. And then I'm going to basically add one of these at a time to the list of backloggy things. Maybe I should do two of these at a time. Am I right to assume that lead ore can be processed this way, right? Should probably check this before I do it, but yes, it can be. So I'll put tin and lead in here. So in theory now, tin and lead should start showing up. Now, do I have tin and lead over here? I do have tin. I have osmium. I have aluminum. I don't think I have lead, though. So let's take a look at lead. Ingots. Right? So now lead's going to be all well-behaved. Okay. So we should make sure that I have a drawer ready for this so that it doesn't wind up into place, right? We should probably do antimony as well. Actually, let's check all our ingots. Something that we have a small number of would probably be indicative of, like... So if I remove all these ingots, here's the trick I'm going to play. Now, in fairness, I did just, remove a bunch of stuff that I probably shouldn't have removed. But, like, here's the list of things that are not currently captured in our drawers, right? Including ferrocore and blaze gold and entro infused, which we don't super care about. but all these things should probably be functional storage. So let's handle that. Two things I want to add. One, I want to add you. And two, I want to add compacting drawers. Why am I just completely blanking on where they live? There they are. Cool. Perfect. Okay, I'll put you away for a minute so I can get you out, and then let's make sure you're locked before we link you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Link everybody, and then doesn't really matter what I put where, right? Draconium should probably be... because we're going to need nuggets and blocks at some point, right? So that should definitely be in that thing. Awesome. All right, cool. So now we'll start building up some tin. We'll start processing all this stuff. We'll clear out our backlog of all our mess. And hopefully, not too long from now, we will be in a really good place. I might even throw down some elite tier and see how my power gen handles that. Like, do you think my power gen can handle elite tier? I guess we'll find out. I do have a big backlog, so like a big buffer here is kind of nice, right? Though in fairness, we might be at a point where we're almost breaking even on the amount of power we're using at this moment. Curious. He does seem to be running. I don't know if we have a net loss, because we definitely have, like, maybe not. But, like, now I'm afraid to put... I'm afraid to tear this up, because clearly we're, like, almost breaking even with our power gen right now. Almost breaking even. So we'll deal with that next episode. For now, Del20 sign off. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Take it easy.